Hey there, it's Lisa with sFaxreview.com, and today I'm reviewing sFax. You'll find them on the internet at sfaxme.com. Let me just mention right away that sFax was created by SecureCare, which is a company that designs HIPAA-compliant software. That makes them a great choice if you're looking for a HIPAA-compliant fax service. They also offer HIPAA-compliant API so that you can integrate the sFax service straight into your website or software. sFax offers you just a couple of ways to send faxes. Aside from the fairly standard web interface, they also have a mobile app currently in beta for a number of platforms, including BlackBerry, iPhone or iPad, Android, and HP WebOS. There's an optional desktop application called sFax Sherpa, which you can set to retrieve the incoming faxes at set intervals. Unfortunately, sFax Sherpa is a Windows-only application. And then there's one more Windows-only option for sending faxes, which is a driver that you can download and install that will allow you to fax directly from within Microsoft Office 2010. There has been some discussion about creating a Mac version of that driver, but as far as I can tell, it hasn't actually happened yet. Now, let's have a look at the sFax interface. If you've ever used Gmail, sFax Online, which is what they call their interface, is like that, but just on the surface, just the controls for managing faxes in your inbox. When it comes to sending a fax, I have to admit the process isn't quite as intuitive as it could be, but it is still pretty versatile. I especially like that you can add notes here to go along with the fax. And I'm going to skip the cover page. And let's test and see whether the notes actually accompany the fax or if they're just there for your information. And now I have to upload a document to create the body of the fax. I'll just use a little bit of clip art that I have laying around. And you'll want to be really careful with double-clicking in this web interface, because if you double-click, you're going to end up uploading multiple files like I just about did there, or you might even end up adding recipients more than one time, as I did with one of my earlier test faxes in this part of the interface. You can see how I'm in my own address book twice. That's because I accidentally double-clicked. But because I saved the information in the address book, I don't have to retype it. I can just add myself as a recipient down here and then click Done. Okay, I have my notes prepped to see if they go through or not. I have my document attached, and I have my recipient selected, so I'm ready to hit send. Okay, and now I wait for the confirmation message to come through from the other fax service that I'm using to test sFax. In the meantime, let me go ahead and talk about sFax's pricing. As far as that goes, they have a very low price plan here, the Freedom Plan, for just $24 a year, which works out to about $2 a month. It's basically a pay-as-you-go plan, and $2 a month is a fairly reasonable price for that, but you do get 100 free pages per year, which you won't get with most of the other pay-as-you-go plans that you find online. Anything beyond those 100 free pages costs 10 cents per page. You can also purchase one of these monthly plans. Oh, excuse me, you have the monthly plans here, and then you have an annual plan that gives you the equivalent of 2 months for free when you make the longer commitment. sFax does also offer custom plans. As you can see, with the monthly plan, you get a set quota of anywhere from 175 free pages per month and up, and with the annual plans, you'll get anywhere from 2,100 free pages per year and up. The same overage fees apply to these plans as you get with the Freedom Plan, so again, you'll pay 10 cents per extra page once you go over that allowance. sFax does not support international faxing yet, but they're working on it, and they said they think they might have it implemented as soon as this year, which would be 2012 at the time of this review. While I'm on the subject, I spoke with their customer service staff briefly and found them to be both professional and helpful, which is invaluable if you're trying to juggle a busy medical office and interface with an application like this. They also seem to pay a lot of attention to what their customers say and occasionally post questions just asking their customers for opinions about what they feel should be a higher priority with the new features that they're adding. So I think that's a great quality to find in any service. Now let's see if I have my incoming fax. Here it is. This is the other service that I used to test out, Aircom, telling me that the fax has arrived. And let's just see if the note section came through. And I see that it didn't. I only got the clip art that I faxed myself, or you could have attached any other document, say a PDF file of medical records here. So that note section is strictly for internal use, which again could come in pretty handy for communicating with your other team members. You can also notice, by the way, that sFax did not send me an email to point out that the fax had been successfully transmitted. And I think that's actually a deliberate security a deliberate security measure. Well, that rounds up my review of sFax. Their prices aren't actually that great in terms of cost per page, but their interface is a great combination of content and functionality, and obviously tailor-made to suit the medical profession. And again, I really like the ability to leave and edit internal notes. Combine that with their customer service, HIPAA compliant, and fledgling Sherpa and mobile apps, and it might just be worth the price to you. If you'd like to compare them with another HIPAA-compliant service, check out Aircom USA. You'll find my review of Aircom USA, along with dozens of other online fax providers, at freefaxreview.com.